G'day and hello my zombie slaying peeps, it is Milmo here, back to finish off some more of this Hilltop stage, chapter 23, up to stage 3, got alert enemies. Now, I don't think my green farming team's going to cut it anymore. It was doing fine in chapter 22, but I don't think it's going to cut it for this chapter, so we're going to bring in the blues. Not a combination of blues I'm used to using. I actually had to set up this team, and I brought in players I don't usually use, just, I guess, just to give them a go, really, because I don't really use them. They just sit and collect dust. The typical team I usually use in regards for when I come up against alert plays and things like that is an alert and a blue combination. I have a lot more big hitters in it compared to this team, and it's a lot more attacking based rather than defensive based. This team is very much a defensive team, as you can see, led by Eric, who has a very defensive leader skill. It's meant to last and make things harder rather than make you a big hitter and make your things a big. These guys are not going to pack too much of a punch. You got Kenny in there who's like 450 damage. You got Andrea's Eagle Eye with 800%. Yeah, they got a bit of punch in them, but not really that much. They're not getting any bonuses from either rushes or the leader skill for their attacking ability. So basically all you're going to see here is just a drawn out stage. This is defensive, so these are very much defensive, so they're going to be able to take the hits and sort of deal out some punishment. But if I went the more attacking way, they would have not been able to take as much hits, but they would have ended this a lot quicker. So I had to choose. I'm all for the quickness. I usually like ending these things a lot quicker, and I'm all for the attacking, but I thought I would go more defensive and sort of show you that you don't necessarily need a big hitting attacking combo to get through these stages. You can go the opposite way and sort of last a bit longer and just drag it out if that's all the characters you have available. If you don't have many big blue hitters, then it's fine to do it this way. Your trait bonuses are enough to get you through. As you can see, could I make this? You could make this. Honestly, if you have a team similar to this is very defensive, you can make it a lot quicker by using your tier and nerf gas to get rid, down their attack or down their defense and get rid of them a lot quicker. You could also bring in blues with better rushes to sort of that naturally down the attack and defense also to help you out. But me here, I just thought I'd bring in a bunch of blues I don't really use and just see how it goes. So we've got Kenny in there. Kenny and Andrea I use a bit more than the rest. Eric and Aaron, they're two of my earliest 5 stars. They're probably becoming a bit outdated and getting overtaken by some of the newer blues coming in. Like, they're getting lost in that big blue sea. They're not overly great in that department, they're not leaving the same impacts of these newer characters. Probably the same with Andrea, even though she's still got that dangerous eagle eye, she's probably becoming a bit outdated. People are so used to seeing full teams of her and things like that, they sort of know how to handle her now. Still a good character, just like they're becoming a bit outdated, those 3, but that's okay. Kenny's always great. Here and healer, thumbs up always from me. But as you can see, all I'm just trying to do is keep their HP semi up. I do have a couple of heals in there, being Kenny. Also Eric is a healer and also gives defense, and then Eugene also does a bit of healing and gets rid of penalties and things like that. So I'm just trying to keep their health up, because as you can see, Aaron and Eric both have fairly cruddy health stats. They have fairly average health stats. It's below 1,000, so they're fairly average, but that's okay. These stages aren't overly, they're not overly hard, so these guys will get through it, and as long as I'm using them properly. And I've always got my battle items if things go south, but I'm not going to use my battle items unless I have to. I had to use a smell and salt there. I'm not going to use my tier and nerf gas files. I'll just let this, I guess, wave and stage go the duration with these guys. I could end it quicker. Like I said, if you're looking to end it quicker, then by all means use your tier and nerf gas. If you're struggling a lot more and not liking it, use your tier and nerf gas. The reason why I'm not there goes Eugene again. Great work, guys, great work. Man, this team sucks. With Earl, I'm not reviving him because I just don't have the amount of smell and salts. I don't have a reviver in here. I don't have the smell and salts to be reviving Earl, full stop, if he's just going to die again. I'm losing enough of these blues, let alone trying to survive him, revive him a few times, like when he dies. But basically, I'm trying to clunk up all their rushes. They all have very different rushes. Some have, like Eric, Aaron, normal rushes. The rest are very fast. So trying to clunk up their rushes and get the most out of their attacking ability and get rid of people as quick as possible. Aaron does a fair bit of damage with that. He's a multi-hitter, and if you can boost him, he does even more damage. I'm not saying these plays are bad, but they're just a bit outdated, I guess, is what you can say. And being that they have the defensive leader skill, their attacking prowess is probably a bit down, but these guys are getting through it. And like I said, you don't necessarily need the big hitters. It helps to have 1 or 2 in there. You can get through stages with not a more defensive team. As you can see, I've lost a couple of them, but that's what smell and salts are for. If I used the tier and nerf gas files, I wouldn't have had to use smell and salts because they wouldn't have been getting hit as much, and those players wouldn't have been around as long because I would have been getting rid of them as quick. But there you go. You can still do it with a defensive team. You can still do it. Just be mindful that it is defensive rather than attacking. So you just got to change up the way you handle things and be wary of your battle items and how you use them. Just got to be wary of that. If you're definitely got a more defensive team, then just like I said, use your tier and nerf gas, whether it be the vials or even the grenades. Just use them, get things over and done with quicker, and you won't even notice that your team's lacks the attacking prowess that you used to. You won't notice it if you're using those items because it's downing their attack and their defense, so it's making them next to useless and making your team look like the bomb when it probably actually is a bomb. Wait until it's probably not the best team, but you'll be right. Back to zombies now for this next stage. So we're back in our prime here. Pretty happy with this team. They get more crit hits, more headshots, so they got a bit more crit with Earl's rush there, plus 55. Probably not liking that I haven't fully upgraded his rush, so it's not going off as quick as I want, but that's okay. These guys are still getting the headshots in, so we're doing alright. Like I said, I have battle items. I try not to use them. I'm just so used to not actually using the battle items that I try not to use them, and I pretty much forget to use them. It's only when things go really, really bad that I actually remember to use the battle items, and that's why I always say to you guys and always preach, I guess, essentially, make sure you're using those battle items. If you are struggling, make sure you're using the battle items and recognizing that you're struggling before it's too late, before those zombies get too close, or before those people start doing too much damage. Make sure you recognise that struggle so that you're able to equip those battle items correctly and you're able to get on top of it before it gets too far gone that you're sort of, fleeing the stage or having to revive with coins and things like that. I probably am very lucky. Oh, we've lost a few here, but it's alright. We've got smell cells. It's alright. I'm probably very lucky to have a revive. I actually have a couple of revives now. I'm very lucky to have revivers because they just make things a whole lot easier and they sort of put your mind at rest. Hirsch has died a few times, but I have backups. That's what smell and salts are for. So revivers are one of those things that put your mind to rest, especially with these stages. It essentially means you allow yourself to have endless smelling salts if those revivers stay alive. And, it's going to take those revivers at least 3 times dying before you're going to be like, well, they're gone for good, really. So just, I guess it's probably, I can get a bit lazy in regards to these stages because I'm so used to having a reviver and I'm so used to leaning on my revivers. But like I said, just lean on your battle items more than what I do if you are struggling. But as always, thank you for watching.